Today's the day. I have been tracking the shipment for weeks because it got delayed and there were issues with the tracking number, but I ordered crates of my books. I wanted to just share this part of the publishing process as an indie author, and it's so exciting because this is when I actually get to see my book en masse, and it really drives home the fact that I have finished the trilogy. I've written a book, I've published a book, and now it is in my hands, not just one copy, but a lot of them. Hi. Okay, so big day today. I ordered my crates of books and they just came in. So I wanted to do a little unboxing video. Just gonna dive straight into it. I only got 2 crates. I don't know why. I'll probably order more. I don't actually sell my own books off of my website, which maybe I should start doing because I know a lot of people who do that and a lot of friends who do it. Maybe we'll get into that. But right now, this is just exciting to see a lot of them printed. So, oh my gosh, you can't really see them. Gotta get the paper out of the way. They look so pretty. They're gonna go so well with the rest of the series. I'm really so excited for the cover design on this one. I think I really did a really nice job of keeping the continuity of the series from cover to cover. And the colors on this one are just stunning. Okay. Well, this is super exciting. So I'm gonna unbox all of these. I think maybe I will do a little close look at it and talk a little more about the print quality and like maybe the different types that I have used. I print with IngramSpark. So let's, I don't know, make some tea and sit down and chat about it. All right, so things are actually getting real now that I have my cases of books. I wanted to sit down and, discuss a little bit about the process of ordering books and how many books I do order, and I don't know, just some questions that I think people might have. Because I know when I was sitting down to try and figure out who I wanted to publish with, it's kind of hard to find bare bones videos where people are just talking about their process and what they've gone through and stuff. So I publish with IngramSpark, which I chose specifically because of the quality of the print material. I really liked the way that they print covers. I think that the quality and distribution really holds up. You can distribute wide with them, which is really nice because I just publish and make sure everything is good on Ingram, and they are the print on demand provider that supplies to every bookstore. So my book is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Anywhere that you could buy a book, you can order it. And that is provided through IngramSpark. One of the things I did run into this time, which I have run into every time I have published a book, is that I think I set my release date a little too soon, maybe a month too soon. And I was kind of conscious of that on this third book in the trilogy, that I didn't want to set my schedule to where it was too close to the release date and I felt like I was rushing. That being said, I still feel like I could have had more time. In a trad publishing space, I think that is one of the drawbacks, is that it does take so long to publish. As an indie author, I do control my own publishing schedule, and sometimes I think I can get ahead of myself and I want to just push it out there, because by the time you finish writing the book and you finish editing the book. You've spent months and months, possibly, years creating this piece of art, and you want to get it out into the world. And so I think, especially with my next book that I'm publishing, I want to be a little more realistic with that so that I feel like I have plenty of time. That being said, I do have another month until publication date, so I'm not too stressed about it. But one of the things I ran into is I finished the book, got it uploaded. I was ready to order my proof copies. And the question is, do you order a lot of cases of books and trust that you haven't messed anything up? Because if I messed something up, then I would have, however many copies. There's 16 books to a case. So if I messed something up, I would have that many books that were printed incorrectly. And ultimately, I was too scared to do that. So I ordered a single copy, and that took a little bit longer than I had hoped to get here. And the single copy, I wanted to just get my eyes on and approve the full print version before I, committed to ordering an entire case. And ultimately, that single print version worked fine. And it was great. And I actually didn't have anything to change on it, which is different than the previous two books, because I feel like on those, I did have something to change on the cover. Like I had messed up the spine on one, and I don't know, I think I had a wrong social media tag on another. So that was really essential that I ordered that single copy to approve it before I spent, hundreds of dollars on ordering cases of them. But now I am at the place where I felt very confidently I could, invest and order a lot of stock to keep in my home. I personally don't sell my books myself off of my website. I think maybe this is something that I need to get into and will become part of my marketing strategy moving forward. I know a lot of people love buying direct from authors, especially indie authors, because we're all trying to support one another, and it's really cool to get a book signed by the author and get to include, postcards with art on it and book plates and things like that, and little tchotchkes. So I think moving forward, the next step in my marketing journey is to probably get that going and figure out how to actually sell my books myself. Originally, when I decided I wanted to go indie, I didn't want to have any part in the selling of it, which is one of the original reasons that I went with IngramSpark, because I could just upload the entire book, make sure it's professional. I could have a few cases in my personal home to sell to friends and family and stuff like that and give away. And then everything else was handled natively in whatever dealer people want to use. And I was just very keen to kind of be hands off with the whole sales part of it, because I didn't want to deal with sales tax. And long story short, I think I'm just gonna have to get into it, because I kind of think it's the nature of the beast for indie authors. So that will be something that I'm digging into. I might do a video on that as well, because I think I haven't seen a lot of people talk about the process of getting it set up from start to finish and figuring out how to, list your sales. Should I list them on Etsy? Or I know Squarespace has an internal processor now for selling items, and I'm a huge Squarespace fan, so I will probably dig into that as well. Anyways, let's talk about the quality of the books and, take a look at the copies that I have. The colors really popped on this one. This is the most vibrant of the three in the trilogy, and I'm so happy with it. I went with the same overall design, which was, I had continuity across the series, which is something that I was really intentional about doing, because I wanted not only them to look good when they're sitting on a shelf and have the spines looking nice together, but I wanted the covers to all tell a story for like 1, 2, 3 of the book. And I think that, I think I did a pretty good job with it. And I kept, the paper weights and all of the formatting the same across all 3 series. So we really have a sense of design continuity for all 3 of the books, which I think is very important. I've never had an issue with IngramSpark's books fading at all. So whatever they're using is working so far. Something that you do need to be aware of when you order crates yourself is that some of them are going to be damaged. For instance, I got this one. You can kind of see on the spine. I don't know if that's gonna focus. You can kind of see on the spine, it has a little bit of like rubbing on there. I think that's just where the book got tossed around in the crate a little bit. But the other nice thing about Ingram, and I would hope any of the other printers, I'm not super familiar with them, would do, is I can submit a claim and I will get reimbursement for these damaged copies. So that is nice, which I will be doing. I also, there's a part of me that's also, I might just like give these to friends and families. When I give out copies, I'll just keep the damaged copies and give them away for free, because I really do not want to be out here just like contributing to random waste, because the book itself is still good. I just realized that my mic fell down, so let's hope that that didn't impact the sound quality, because I'm not re-recording this. But yeah, I'm super happy with it overall, and I'm really proud of it, and I finally have all 3 books in the series done and designed and printed, and I've got them here. So what am I going to be doing with the copies that I do have? My plan for those is to be giving out as ARCs, and I will have them at my release party, which I'm trying to plan reluctantly. I always like to keep several copies on hand in my house, obviously. Even if I'm not selling them, I use them when I, go to events, or if I'm trying to get my book listed in local bookstores or things like that, you'll need extra copies for that. Anyways, I'm just kind of super excited to share this. I don't envision that this video is gonna be very long, because it's just, me being excited and talking about the print process and the design and showcasing this little puppy off, because she is beautiful. Oh, maybe I should, you know what? I'm gonna actually grab the other 2 books so that we can look at them side by side. One sec. All right, so let's take a look at all 3 of them together. When I talk about designing them to where they all 3 look good on a shelf together, the spines all look nice. I learned a lot from book 1 that I would do differently, and I think if I didn't have to, one of the caveats to IngramSpark is that you do have to pay a fee if you update the print documents in any way, which also of course means the cover. So if I make adjustments to the cover, I've got to pay, I think it's like $50 or something like that. So I need to make sure that it's like worth it. At this point, it is not worth it to me to redesign the, like where I have Avery, my main character, in the bottom here. I think I zoomed out way too far here. So you can see on 2 and 3, I have her face much bigger, which I think stands out better on a shelf. So when I do the redesign, I will make her face bigger, but right now it's not a priority, so I'm not gonna freak out about it. Again, it's probably just my perfectionist nature showing its head. But if we take a look, I think I have like a really nice continuity of the covers across the series. Book 1, book 2, book 3. And I went with a different color scheme for each one that kind of like tells a story across the series, and I think it worked really well. I also was very intentional about her positioning. She's looking away from the camera in book 1. In book 2, we have her body towards the camera, but her head is looking away. And then in book 3, we have a full, she's facing the camera, she's looking at the camera. So I really wanted that to tell a story as well. I think that it really did its job, and I'm super proud of it. And they all feel very cohesive. I can't believe we're here like at the end of it. Anyways, I'm just excited to share. I hope you enjoyed taking a look behind the scenes of this little unboxing video and a little bit of a chat about the print process and why I made the choices I did. If you have any questions about it, drop it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer anything if I know the answer to it, so let me know. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, I will see you around. Bye.